Can you guys hear me now? Just let me know. Okay, that's good. That's good. Who is taking the job right now to share us the numbers quick? Someone has to volunteer. Even though uh, I don't think it would be anything major, but yeah, let's see. Where is assistant? The most useless uh, assistant ever anyone could get. Man, STX looks insane right now. If you people, anyone who still tried to fade the call, if you are lucky and you get any pullback right now in FMC, try to scale into STX. It's just about to run into previous all time, no, like new all time highs. uh, okay, so anyone sharing the numbers or not? They are the same as expected. Yeah. uh, so like I don't know why even like at this stage of the market people like keep on waiting for these economic events, like even if they come unexpected, they haven't had any major impact on the market, so I think we are good to go. I think now is the time. The market was just waiting for this FOMC stuff to be over, and if we have to form a bottom, it would be from here very soon. Just don't. Uh, we do have a flat. No, it's not flat. We do have a wick, but just don't leverage here, man. Just fucking buy a spot and just chill on it. Like I'm in so many spot positions right now. Like not so many, but some good size. TIA, FTM, Ondo, and now this STX latest position that I don't even feel the FOMO to touch leverage here. We'd get plenty of opportunity to long stuff on leverage, but not right here. I think this overall price action, this entire move down, uh, and I mentioned that in today market update as well, reminds me of being very similar to this move down, right? Just observe this price action and observe this final phase before we bottomed, right? And then observe the current price action, right? I think we are in this final stage now. Just compare the two moves down on the market, the 38K one and now this 60K one. They to me look very similar. Wow, STX, let's go. Someone said Rune. What's Rune doing? First of all, you people need to like clear your terms. How could you call something like this going parabolic? But it does look good, I would say. Yeah, but I think I won't long here. The reason being that I need this level and this trend to be broken on hourly. Like if you get a strong hourly close above, then start scaling in, right? Not right under here. So even though the chart looks really good for continuation, but wait for the confirmation first. Uh, Anyone on FOMC rate neutral? I think I haven't looked at myself, but most of them said that it's no, it's the same. Nothing changed. The numbers. What did you think about FET right now? To be honest, I have some other interest on the market, like BTC related stuff, ETH related stuff. AI has ran insane for the past weeks. I think they just cool off for a while, to be honest. Yeah, OP ENS. I do really like this ENS chart. The only thing I am just waiting for is uh, the only thing I am waiting for is this trend break and a strong close above to just confirm reversal, and then we start scaling in. Like, yeah, OP and ENS, they both do look same. Both are the ETH coins in which Vitalik has shown some good interest. Even though I think Vitalik has been under investigation today, so yeah. um, NGL, what's that? STX just needs to break out of here. These are the range highs. Once, if we flip this, this thing's going for new highs pretty soon. Yeah, even higher than that, to be honest. Like, if we flip here, I think my first TP would be around $4, this psychological $4 level. Like, if things breaking out of previous all-time highs, um, with such consolidation manner, then you just base your TPs based on psychological numbers, right? So around $3 was your previous all-time highs consolidated. What's your next TP? It's $4, right? So things are looking good on the market, man. Like, just give us some good old up only times again. I hope people who followed me have gotten good spot buys for the past days to just enjoy the up only mode in coming days. Um, okay, now I'll take a bit. HB, what did you eat for iftar? So this Ramzan, I am being like super um, wanting to first of all lose some weight and focusing on my health. So literally every single iftar for the past 8 days, I've been just eating a salad with some, peas and chicken and vegetables and yeah, nothing else. Even in Sehri, I've been taking yogurt and some egg whites. That's it. So yeah. Up only to TP spot or start leverage. I'm like, my style of trading. Even though no matter how bullish I am, I would definitely be taking profits as we keep on going up. And definitely, I think I'd focus on leverage once we flip above 65.7. I think that's the place in market. Like, let me put it in perspective for you, right? Ever since we topped out, every high we have made led to a lower low, right? Lower high, lower low. So this is like a typical downtrend. Now if we have to get risk on leverage and confirm that this was the bottom, the only thing you need to wait for is that the last high that resulted in a lower low should just get broken and price starts getting acceptance above, right? Once you get this confirmation, that's your trigger to start going risk on in the market, especially on leverage, right? So salad with to be honest, I used to do that, right? I used to do this where, like, even though I was eating salad, but I used to make, to just fulfill my taste buds, I used to add like 100 sauces and spices and stuff like that, but yeah, I stopped doing it. If you had to buy one right now, would you buy PAL, OXO, GPO, or OPSEC? To be honest, I don't know much about any of these coins. I'd be honest, because uh, I just spend my time around on the space on the coins that are listed on the major exchanges. So I don't have like, I know that the kind of sectors they all belong to, but Why is everyone mentioning FAT and stuff? Like, are AI coins running again? Let's see. Hmm, doesn't look bad, but I don't know. Yeah, doesn't look bad. Like, if you want to try a play, then definitely invalidation is pretty clear. As long as this yellow area of yours holds, um, it looks good for continuation. But as said, personally, I have some other interest in the market, not specifically on AI coins right now. uh, Too bad with ETH. Yeah, I know, I know. But to be honest, I have lately like stopped even looking at the plays I miss and if they go up, because the market just keeps on giving you 100 other opportunities, and if you spend that time to cry over the things you miss, then you are not going to make it. Which was the live FET to hold? I couldn't catch it. So yeah, as a disclaimer, I'm not in FET and I'm not interested in AI coins for now. But if anyone was looking for a setup on FET, this doesn't look bad. So you cut it out. Either you can go with a hard stop or a manual one, depending upon your risk appetite. But your invalidation should be below 2.48, and then you can pretty much target new highs, something like this. Can you look at C pool again? People like those who are new to the streams and new to following me. I don't do much of my thoughts and analysis on coins that aren't on any major exchange. So OP is good. Yeah, let's look at OP. Hmm. I know, man. Like ETH coins is so painful to trade. Like I do expect some. The I said the reason I haven't scaled in ETH coins yet is like it's really painful to be early on ETH and ETH coin narrative, right? Yes, they would eventually catch up as soon as ETH to BTC starts reversing, but you are much better scaling in once you get that reversal, right? Because they are just pain to trade, right? So for example, like my main focus, I think I rather prefer ENS over OP here, because usually they both do tend to run together, but ENS does act like a stronger beta, gives a bigger move, and has a better looking structure compared to OP. So and even on ENS, instead of buying and longing here, I'd wait for some confirmation where like, I am a little sure that ETH narrative is kicking in again, and then I'll start scaling in instead of just buying pre-hand. But definitely ETH and OP are in my list. Can STX flip here, please? Okay, seems like you're too eager to know about C pool. What's this? Newer coin. Nothing much to say on these coins other than these are the previous accumulation highs it had when it initially got listed. We have a deviation below. Now, as long as C pool holds above 0.144, you are good. But if it starts doing this, where it loses this yellow box and deviates back below, then probably just get out of it, because newer coins who start trending below, they can trend lower for as long as they want to, right? So uh, th- they can be good play, but as long as it's holding above these highs, right? So as long as it's holding above 0.144, you are good, but you're good to play this, but don't try to cut it out if it deviates back below. What does ETH5 do? If anyone can give me a bit of insight, because like if we are expecting some ETH rotation in coming times, then wow, what a mess, what a big mess, man. Like, this is insane. Did I just miss a 30% move today? Wow. Let's see. First ever HBJ stream where we pump. I hope so. I hope so. We haven't. I think I don't even remember a stream in past months where we hopped on stream and market started pumping good. So I hope this one is the one. You're smoking, dude. It's just vape, nothing. AVAX looks good. Let's look at AVAX. Hmm. The only issue with AVAX here is that uh hmm, let's look at Sol. Pepe is looking good. I'm still in my 50% position. Uh I think like if our ETH narrative plays out, then the way Viff ran, uh Pepe on ETH could run good too. But yeah, let's look at Sol. I think like I think I'd stick to my bias right now on Sol and AVAX, right? Even though AVAX still looks a bit better, but they both do tend to run together. And I think AVAX just like not saying that it just dies from here, but I expect it to cool off, just range, chop around, maybe even just trend a bit lower and range something like this while ETH runs. To be honest, like this is my current bias. It might change tomorrow if I start seeing some strength getting back into Sol, but I think we are at a stage of market where you could expect ETH to catch up good. uh, SNX. Hmm. If we are talking about ETH DeFi's, then let's also look at AVAX. Sorry, AVE. And while we are looking at SNX and AVE, let's also look at comp. This is a big pain, man. How could I let this play go? Never mind. Comp. Mhm. So comp is a no. AVE and SNX. Yeah, I think they both look good. Like, how much did SNX pull back? I think it, yeah, 35% pullback. I think as long as SNX holds above this yellow area, right? So I always say people, if your plan was to buy a spot and if you have a high time frame plan, never look at any time frame lower than at least daily or 3 day, right? So if I am a spot holder of this coin from lower or maybe around these levels, and if I want to reassess what to do, I would look at this 3 day chart and I would be like, this is a level, a good pivot level on SNX in the past. And as long, and this level is from 3.2ish up till 3.5. So as long as SNX is above this, you could expect a leg up soon in some time in the market, right? So your invalidation is below here. And while talking about another ETH DeFi, AVE also looks good. Like as long as we are holding above this previous highs retest and these 7 month, 700 days range accumulation highs on 3 day, and we don't close 3 day back below, I think this retest looks good for another leg up. So yeah, SNX and AVE, they both look good. Never mind. So yeah. I think it's good that I share some of the plans in my corner too. uh, you would take AVE spot after you TP? Yeah, let's see. Maybe, maybe like right now I don't want to overexpose, right? I have 4 bags, and I would hate to add any more bag right now. So, but yeah, once we go up and I scale out of some of my current bags, then maybe I look to scale in a bit of SNX or AVE. Do you think maybe gaming gets a rotation? Could be. Like, if I personally believe that meme and AI cool off for a while, then maybe the third narrative that the market picks up on is the gaming one. I could agree. What is T-wapping? Is it a method to come out slowly with less damage? It's a method to come in, not come out. Like, it's a method of scaling in, right? So, for example, what kind of example I could give you? Like, wow, I don't think they would let us have a stream where we go up only. But yeah. Uh, so I think to answer your question, Rahim, you remember the last time we were on stream and Sol was around like slightly below this level and a slightly below 200, and we talked about how, eventually you would get the squeeze of $200 shorters before any top, right? And let's say now I have to play out that bias, right? I see a good momentum, I see a good 4 hour structure, and I see similarity between this current 4 hour structure below $200 and the one that was below $100, right? And I expected this structure to break, squeeze out of 200 as well, right? Now, instead of focusing too much on lower time frame and trying to get a good entry, I would just start t-wapping Sol around these levels. And by t-wapping, it means that on my exchange or a trade bot that you are using, um I'd select the TWAP feature where for the next few hours, the like I'd allocate certain fund to that TWAP, right, of my account, and the bot would keep. And you can also select the interval, right? So for, let's say, if you set the interval like 5 minutes or 15 minutes, every 5 or 15 minutes the bot would keep on scaling in market, buying that asset, and help me scale in as long as it's below here, right? You can set your invalidation on TWAP as well. But what it helps is for me to not focus much on what the price is doing lower time frame. And if I'm expecting it to consolidate for a while before breaking out, it makes sense for me to TWAP, constantly TWAP it as long as it's like consolidating below 200 and attracting shots. And eventually, once my thesis play out, I start taking profits, right? So kind of how it works out. uh, Also, again, trailing stop isn't something to come out of less damage. It is, uh, even though I am not personally a fan of trailing stop loss, because I'll explain the reason why I'm not. But uh, let's say you bought Sol around 103, right? You longed, you bought on spot, whatever. Now, what people prefer is that instead of taking partial profits, they would just keep on using trailing stop loss, which means that higher the price goes, higher you would keep on moving your stops along with the trend, right? And logically, you place it after every swing low, after every higher low. So you keep placing your stop loss in a trailing manner so that eventually, once the trend ends, you get out at the maximum possible price, right? But the downside to that is, especially on crypto, I think that strategy works really well in a uptrend on, like, let's say forex or some other assets, because on crypto you are prone to get these flush wicks every now and then, right? So let's say I bought Sol here, Sol went to here, and now I want to, instead of booking partial profits, I started using trail stop loss, right? So maybe I moved my stop loss here, maybe I moved here. Now what happened? In a single flush, even though it ended up trending back up, I got wicked at small profits or like break even, right? And same goes for, you can look at, in crypto you continuously get those flush wicks. So I am not personally a fan of using trail stop loss in a bull market, to be honest. So TIA, I'm still running a spot bag. Uh, and I think TIA time would be soon, to be honest. Like, I agree with the thesis that Impulse posted. It does look similar to Sol of last cycle, to be honest. Newer coin that ran in good initially and now is in a big accumulation. I think eventually TIA time would come soon. So I'm holding. I'll even add lower. I have placed a stink bid on it in case market just gives a good flash dump to add. But I'm a TIA bag holder now. I think my targets would be new highs on TIA. But first of all, we do need to flip this level. Once we flip this 14.7, 14.8, this previous range highs, then I think bottom would be in for TIU. Jito, you out? Not yet. But I've moved my stops break even though I feel like um, uh, lol. What's there to be lol about? But yeah, so uh, even though it gave 40% move, and I could feel a bit bad on not booking profits on that 40% move, but I had a thesis of Sol rotation lasting a bit longer than it did. Right now, Sol and a lot of Sol ecosystems are cooling off a bit. So uh, I just went risk free on the bag. What's market doing right now? Can we please, for once, have a stream where just like we print heavy on our longs? I hope so. Uh, what are the levels of PTC buyers? I think you're not following me on the corner. I've been shilling to buy stuff for the past 2 days. Um, I think mm, if you don't want to be a buyer here, I don't know where you would be a buyer to be honest. But if thoughts on INJ. Hmm. The issue with INJ is that like you know the issue here, right? And I think I was right on fudding people on INJ when it deviated back within the range. Doesn't look good, man. Like, as I said, you instead of predicting moves, you are best to gauge a strength of an asset based on how it performed and then react to it, right? So INJ broke out of almost a two. This was what, a 3 months range. A strong asset that went into a 3 months horizontal accumulation, gave its break, and then look at the deviation and the sell off it caught since that, right? Um, and also like if usually I am bullish on INJ when I am bullish on the L1 narrative, right? When like stuff like Sol and AVAX and these things are running hot, these are the times when INJ also runs good. And if I have a short term bias of Sol cooling off a bit, I think INJ might do the same as well for a while. But no FUD, eventually I like stuff like INJ and these strong, like if you zoom out, INJ is still one of the bullish assets in the market, right? Eventually, at some stage, maybe few weeks, few months, INJ would end up making new highs. But right now, in short to mid term, not much interest. Thoughts on alpha? So you want some alpha on alpha, huh? Yeah, I could agree that it's one of those 3-day level retests. But personally, yeah, not a fan of playing these coins. Like stuff like Alpha, Bell, Unfi, Stodge, STMX, right? These Binance shitcoins. I was a fan of playing them in bear markets, but right now they don't do much. What else do we have to talk about? When do you expect the alt season? Like the typical alt season, I think the only confirmation to that, and we discussed that on the last stream yesterday, um, is that if you look at dominance, we have been within this range on dominance ever since this bull market started, right? This stage of cycle started. And I think the only way where you could confirm that the alt season is starting is once we break down of this range. That's my only trigger of alt season. It's either break down from this range or give a break up, alts die a bit more, and then start the alt season. But as long as we are within this range, it's hard to predict when the alt season would be. Like, even though the stuff there would be in the coming times where once PTC bottoms here, there would be always a lot of like 5-10 coins a day going up a lot, like we had for the past 1 month. But to expect a proper typical bull market euphoria alt season where like every single thing goes up, it's not like a rotational based things going up. That's something that I think you'd only get once you get this dominance confirmation. What's a view of USDT dominance? I have no view because I'm not a believer of that index. I think it doesn't give much. I feel like everyone, yeah. ACI. To be honest, like what I had to say about INJ, I have to say the same on SEI too. Like I get the point that it's at a good level and stuff, but again, the typical bucket is Sol, AVAX, INJ, SEI, TIA, but I'll deliberately exclude TIA because I am bullish on TIA. But these four are the coins that I'm not interested for now. Meme coin. I think if for some reason you want some exposure on this coin due to reasons being that it's a meme coin, it's on ETH chain, right? Um, uh, why not much rather prefer Pepe, to be honest? Like, if Pepe runs, then obviously meme would catch up a little as well. But right now, Pepe looks way more better than meme right now. So if I had to make a bet on any of the ETH meme coin, I do that on Pepe. Would you join Pepe now if you were sidelined? On spot, yes, you could, to be honest. Not on leverage, because on leverage, this means that you're going to have like what, 60, 14, 15% invalidation? No. Uh, but hmm, just do it, right? I won't say that it does look good, and if we get some ETH reversal, you could get, even though the overall meme narrative doesn't go as hot as it was past few weeks, but you could expect Pepe to do something, right? But do it on spot and don't risk a lot, right? For example, like I'm still a believer of AI and meme coins cooling off for a while, but Pepe is something that still looks good. So buy it on spot, but not with the big size. And definitely have a invalidation if you are buying. Like cut out your bag if it gets acceptance back below 6,300, right? Because these meme coins are so volatile that if you don't have a tighter invalidation, they could easily draw down your capital 40-50% within few days, right? So buy it with a tight 14-15% invalidation, and then let it run. NGL, not gonna lie. Which exchange is it on? Bybit. Wow, it does look bullish. What does this coin do? Incense 1.4. Wow, that's some bottom snipe. You are up 100%. That's insane. Not bad. Yeah, so coming to your question, I think now on such newer trending coins, which I won't come here to fud you out of your bias saying that this book profits on 100%, which I would have personally because I have some weak hands. If I see my capital doing 2x within a short period of time, I am definitely taking some profits at least, like selling 50% of my bag, right? On the other hand, if you are somehow really bullish on it, I don't even know what this coin does. Start instead either book 50% profits here, right? Or if you want to be really bullish, then book sell 50% back if it starts to deviate back below these highs, right? So the trend on this coin is accumulation, break the highs, retest, and then go for another leg up, right? So if this continues here, as long as these highs are holding, you could expect another leg up, right? But if it starts losing these highs, then probably sell 50% of your bag or either sell 50% here, man. Your capital is up to 100% up, shouldn't be hesitant to book some profits. On Twitter, all big accounts are really bullish. That should be one of the reasons why you should be booking profits. If your bags are being talked about a lot, then that's a good signal to book some profits. So no FMC effect. Yep. I think this range on STX reminds me of a similar range that I saw on Super, if I'm not wrong, before it broke out. Maybe, yeah. Look at this range and this range. But never mind. How many coins you hold on spot? I feel like I got into too many and have no clue on what to do exit. What to exit, but when I have fewer, I'd have to invest bigger portfolio to each and then feel dangerous, not diversified enough. Could you give some numbers on how many coins, on how less of coins you start to feel less diversified and dangerous, and how many coins are you in currently? Wow, that's insane. That's not diversifying. That's like I don't want to be rude, but yeah, that's a retard behavior. Um, that's a big no. And what you said is exactly what discuss in every single stream. And people who follow me know that I'm really against over diversifying because that's what happens, right? So right now, and you can agree with me that whenever markets go, a market overall goes up and down, you are no longer focusing on your each and individual investment. You are just tracking your wallet balance, right? If I'm not wrong, your balance going up and your balance going down. Yeah, that's the wrongest thing possible to do, right? Um, so, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say I had, like, for example, a portfolio with like 10, 15, 20 coins, and and I had some jump in it, right? And then I had, let's say, some ENS in it, right? The reason I'm giving you this example is that if my thesis play out in the coming times, you could see a bit more of cool off on Sol ecosystems while ETH ecosystem coins start running. Now, if the market is going up and down, I'm not managing these individual trades as individual narratives and individual investments, right? I am just managing my balance as a whole, which is completely wrong thing to do behind every single buy, there should be a reasoning, there should be a narrative, there should be an invalidation and targets behind it, right? For example, even though I am buying spot right now, and I am going risk on my spot buys, but I just went risk free on Jito, right? Just because I know Jito is a Sol ecosystem coin and Sol ecosystem is cooling off. So I just don't want to risk money on it, right? The reason I'm able to do so is I just have three, four, five max investments. And this allows me to manage every single investment individually instead of just managing my spot balance as a whole, right? So just start de-diversifying, if that's a term. I'd say it's a bit subjective, but even 10 coins is a lot. I'd say just 4, 5 is more than enough. Oh, thoughts? Like, did you deliberately mention this name so that I have to say it on stream? Uh, John mentioned it on Twitter. Hmm, what's it? I have no idea. Yeah, I have no. Is the ecosystem there on base catching good volume? Because I remember the last time it was um Blur ran good. I'm keeping my eyes on Blur. It has cooled off a good since the top. Are you holding less than 10 HPJ? Yeah. I have like 4 bags right now in which I am risking. What do you think about ETH W? Hmm. Hmm. Very difficult to say anything on it, to be honest. Like, just look at the price action. I think, like, the reason I would buy ETH W is playing the ETH narrative, right? Because the only time it gives good move is like the time ETH is running strong, right? ETH to BTC is running strong. And if I have to do that, then maybe I'd look at something like ENSOP, you know. I have to do some reading on ETH DeFi, to be honest. Sorry, ETHFi. I fumbled a big move today, and the way it's running, I think it could be really bullish coming days. Let's hope it gives us this retest, to be honest. I'll set some alerts. So if BTC flips 65, we are risk on again. For me, it's 65.7, the last level we rejected yesterday. And risk on, yes, on leverage, yes. Like I have been risk on spot, buying good size spot all around these lows. But on leverage, I want this flip first. Honda looks good, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people Faded my Ondo call too just because it was spot. Yeah, but this was a good retest. I think you eventually get to see $1 on Ondo, where I TP my remaining 50% of the bag. What has Blur to do with Base, if anyone can correct me right now? Is it some NFT marketplace on Base, right? If I'm not wrong. HBJ, what happened in the scalp challenge? I'll do that once I feel like lower time frame scalping conditions are back, which are not right now, to be honest. Like, I want to make good money out of this market, right? And same should you people do. And if you are taking this bull market and these 40% and 17% pullbacks, 40% on alts and 15%, 18% on BTC pullbacks as an opportunity to scalp, then you don't even deserve this bull run, to be honest. Like, I've been doing insane gains on my overall crypto portfolio by just focusing on swings and higher time frame plays past weeks. And I'll keep on focusing on that. How do you how much do you risk on spot versus intraday? I'd say, to give you an idea, my current spot account is almost 3 to 4 times the amount of futures account, right? And on every spot play, I am risking like around like 5% of my spot account, right? If on invalidation, so you can get an idea on the risk compared to leverage on that on spot. I bought yesterday at point. Are you talking about Ondo? That's great. Wow, STX, let's go. Like, for example, right now I am up on STX, even though it's like 14% up from my entry. The PNL gain I have on it is way more than I would have with like 2 3 days of leverage trading, right? Combined with like 5 4 5 leverage trades. And that comes with the stress, that comes with constantly focusing on intraday lower time frame price action. And while I'm getting these gains, just doing nothing, right? Just pressing button for once and then just enjoying the market. Why would I prefer doing leverage here when I can get such gains without? I can go risk on, I can size up a lot here on spot, right? Because I don't have to care about some wicks going down 4 5 6 7%, right? I can just buy a spot with some wider manual invalidation and go risk on, go with size and enjoy my gains. Why would I want to do leverage trading here, man? Like, yeah. So currently, I have FTM spot exposure, which I have TP'd like 25% yet. I have TIA spot exposure, which I haven't TP'd anything yet. Ondo, I have TP'd 50%, and now we have STX, which is up good. So, wow, finally the market is going up while we are on stream. Let's go. STX is almost at price discovery. Yep, very close. Reclaim 65. For me, it's 65.7 if you have been watching the streams. Let's go. Finally, I think our streams curse has broken. Wow, all our bags are going good. Love to see. FTM is also catching up good. Pepe is also going great. I hope you people followed the spot bias, to be honest. Like, if you're not doing it and still focusing on lower time frame and not buying these pullbacks on spot, like not only I'm giving calls, but I'm literally hand holding everyone after like every few hours. I'm giving constant reminders to just buy a spot, buy a spot. The only thing now I can do is just come to each one of your homes and make you forcefully buy stuff on spot. Like even on STX today, every few hours I was just giving constant reminder on how bullish STX looks. Just don't keep repeating the same mistakes again. For God's sake, don't ape into leverage long here. Wait for this level to be flipped. um, okay, there are some questions. How does invalidation on spot differ from futures? I mean, what strategy you use for one or another? I'd assume spot is long term. Also, if you say you are holding four bags, what happens if you TP one? Consider us holding another. So yeah, I'd answer your last question first. So yes, like once I have booked profits on my sum of profits on my previous bags, and now my risk is lower down, then I can, look to rotate into some other bags, right? So that answers the question. And secondly, the difference in strategy is like, let me give you an example. So um, if I was looking at STX this morning for a leverage long, um, I would have, first of all, not having, I would not have a lot of conviction longing on leverage, just because, first of all, if it's leverage, then obviously I have to have like by max like a 7-8% by max invalidation, right? And now, if I'm playing this on leverage intraday and the price is doing this around my entry while we are heading into FOMC, while you have news of SSC starting to investigate, you know Vitalik and ETH Foundation, right? So, and which is pretty common in bottoms, right? You do get a lot of FUDs and a lot of things to shake you out of your lower time frame plays right at bottoms. So if I was doing a leverage long here, I would have a little less conviction, because a slightest wick down on FOMC, or any major FUD adding on to the ETH Foundation case, that would have taken me out of the play, right? But on the other hand, since my plan on STX doesn't get invalidated as long as we are holding above higher time frame on these lows, no matter how many wicks we get on intraday, I'm comfortable holding the swing play to new highs, right? So that's a bit of difference uh in lower time frame intraday trading and higher time frame swing playing, right? the, the only difference is between your plans, right? Your conviction and your plans. I have a high time frame conviction of market eventually bottoming here and running higher. So why would I focus on lower time frame leverage here, right? On the other hand, once we do flip 65.7 and once the bottom confirmation is in, then I can go with tighter invalidation plays, because then I don't expect market to go much lower and I could have tighter invalidation and enjoy some quick gains on leverage, right? If that makes sense. Let's look at the flow. What a break on Rune, man. Will you TP at 65 point, like TP right now? No, I don't think so. Because I don't have any leverage position. The only one is Pepe, which I'm giving a second thought on what to do. But yeah, I think let's book Pepe here. Mm, yeah, let's book Pepe. Spot bags, I'm not. I've already taken some partial profits on stuff like FTM and Ondo yesterday. Now I'm just going to let them run. Wait, I need a different chart. uh, so if 65.74 are ENS for, yeah, exactly. That's exactly my plan. BTC acceptance above 65.7 on 4 hours. Confirm this trend break. Then ENS we buy some spot. Sold 0% at 2.585. What? Sorry to be the pain, but example coin called one. Can you tell me how do you draw? How wide should I consider my strategy on 3 day? Who called one first of all? But yeah, let's look at one. Before we do that, I was eyeing at Ajax this morning. Yeah, let's set some alerts. This 2 hour is pretty clean. Like if we get this break and acceptance above, then we'll try along. Okay, so you asked about one. Yeah, one looks like a good 3 day play, especially the way this 3 day is closing. So what was your question? How do I draw my SR? I just look at previous highs. You could use this one, but I think this acts a bit more the way this 3 days is closing. And about your invalidation, I'd say that my invalidation would be on 3 day. That like the way this 3 day is closing, it looks really good. But on the other hand, if this 3 day ends up closing red back down, then probably I'd be out, right? We are going to make so much money on our buys, man. Like we just need this flip, to be honest. Love to see how bearish people got the past 2 days. Okay, so you distracted me from looking at the flow. I want to see if the Coinbase Premium and Coinbase bets are back or not. Okay, let me share the different screen. Change window. Can you people see the trading light? Okay, so Binance still no major. Okay, first of all, why is it not? What was this answer? I wasn't. Yes, the answer was yes, Rulban. If we get a 4-hour close above and ENS closes 4-hour above, we'd be buying ENS spot. Okay, why isn't my chart loading? Sometimes I just hate trading light. STX just let's go, man. All our buys are printing. Like, even FTM looks insane right now. Yup. How is TIA looking? Yup, looking good. HBJ, I have no more stables. I don't do this rhyme. Man, this platform is so messed up. What are you looking for on a CVD? A flush? No. I just I'm just looking at this flow from different exchanges, and to be honest, ever since the bottom, so one of my top convictions, if you have been following me since the 73 top, of being confident on top being near was the amount of cells that were coming right at the Pico top around like 73.7 from Phoenix, right? And the reason I follow Phoenix flow so much is they were pretty much the first ones that started their insane TVAP right at the 38K bottom, right? And this was the first time they started selling this heavy. This was my conviction for a top being near. And then for the past 2 3 days you can see these, green TVAPs on Phoenix ever since we got it below 65K region, right? They have been TVAPing every pullback so far, and that is just following Phoenix flow on BTC could just uh increase your win rate on BTC by a lot on higher time frames. mm, What do you have to ask, Sumo? 65.8 is also one day trend line raise. That's good. That's good. So, which gives you more confidence to just wait here a little, no? I'm also personally waiting for 65.7 ish flip on 4 hour, and then we look for longs. HPJ, is it not better to trade futures with BTC margin? You mean using coin margin, right? Up to you. I haven't. I think Rahim might be able to guide you better, but I have never been into coin margin. I think he means that like if he has a good, bag of BTC, so instead of converting them into USDT to trade USDT futures, just using his BTC bag as a collateral to do coin margin. Luna, the cursed coin. Rulban, how many times do I need to answer your question, man? Like, and 65.7 needs to be flipped, right? That's it. I even posted in my corner. How long it's been since you're a full-time trader? I think not too long, 2.5 years, 3 years at max. Like being a full-time trader. Beam sand a zero. A zero I won't, but first of all, it isn't on any major exchange. Secondly, it just doesn't do anything. Thirdly, beam and sand, we can have a look. I think John called out beam, if I'm not wrong, right? I think we a lot of short setups that we discussed on past streams just played out Pico perfect. The one on blur, beam, even sats. I took two attempts on sat short, closed both of them around entry, but yeah, they all died. Okay, let's come back to the current market. It looks good. I think you can pretty much just follow John's call on beam. Just buy a spot. Don't focus much on lower time frame. Jasmine could be a good mention. Wow. Jasmine looks good here. Why do people tempt me to take along on a cursed coin right when BTC is under res? Like I got trapped on this fake breakout this morning. It was good that we cut out way early, or else like went like 7% down after we cut it out. But and now it looks good. Okay, I won't. I won't get into the trap set by you people. Atom fill. Uh, okay, let's do fill. Atom is just like big pain. Yeah, before touching this coin, I'd wanted to flip this. So this was the 700 days accumulation highs. We got a break above, now we sold back down. For me to be bullish again on this coin, I'd want to see a flip back of $9. Did it? Wow, yeah, it did. That is my point, right? So a lot of AVAX and Sol ecosystem coins after giving like strong runs are cooling off now. Even though AVAX is at a good high time frame level for it to hold. But yeah, let's see. How do you choose your conviction investment in coins based on narratives? Yes, narratives and the way high time frame charts look. So the reason, for example, I chose STX today is I do believe that there would be like another dominance-led rally on BTC into towards like 80K, right? And whenever that is the case, a lot of BTC-related stuff like STX, some of the ordinal coins do perform well. Plus, I think there is also some upgrade coming on STX, which is like Nakamoto upgrade or something closer to BTC halving, which is another bullish narrative to have. Plus, then the biggest confluence I had on STX was just look at the 3-day chart on it, right? So, uh, zoom out, and this is a coin which is consolidating a good, strong consolidation above its previous all time highs, right? So, something that looks like this should go for another leg up soon. So, it's a mix of narrative plus the way the chart looks. Can you people go a bit easy with your coin requests? Mm, PolyX top gainer, is it like one of the Bybit stuff? Looking for higher process on Jito. what what do higher process mean? But yeah, I do. I'm holding Jito back, but I have moved my stops break even because, as I said, I'm not sure on how Sol coins after giving strong moves past weeks would perform in coming days. PolyX is on Binance too. Why am I missing these newer coins? What does this coin even do? Okay, so did it get listed on Bybit recently or what? Like, it looks good. But still, you can't long anything that's running into its last swing highs. Maybe a flip above and then you can long, but not here. I want to take a long on Jasmine. Should we or should we not? Because I've seen this structure above a level and below a trend a lot in past where it just gives a strong impulsive move. Let's look at the Jasmine flow. Hmm. Yo, Floki, how you doing, brother? ETH beta to BTC looks juicy. Yeah, let's look at what ENS is doing. Yeah, I'll still wait for this 4 hour close on ENS. Okay, do we or do we not? Hmm. Like BTC is under res, uh, but this is something that could just like print instant green dildos. It's what that type of a coin. What do you do when you see BTC under res? Smart people would just wait for a flip, take profit or stop break even. That depends on what kind of plays you have, right? For example, like you, if you took anything intraday short term leverage play, right, where you have tighter stops, tighter targets, then definitely whenever BTC reaches a good point of interest, you should be taking some profits off. But on the other hand, if you like, for example, I have bought some swing buys from lower. Personally, I'm letting them run, not TPing here. But if you have any leverage exposure, then definitely a place to take some profits. Why is this thing looking so bullish? Yeah, I guess I won't do anything. Let's be smart and not do anything below where it is. Bro, what's your trading strategy though? Do you just trade SR flips and breakouts? It's a mix. It's having a good knowledge of market structures, right? To identify a downtrend, a break of trend structure reversal. Then comes your higher time frame levels, your trend lines. Uh, and I think one of my major confluences is my past memory of structures and how they played out, right? For example, like we just discussed this morning, the reason I got bullish this morning when I woke up was I saw this structure. This reminded me of a previous bottom structure, which was very similar to the 38K bottom structure we had around here. So yeah, just learning price action is the key. Just spending enough charts. Sorry, just spending enough time on charts to know how and when structures play out in a way they do. So STX is just about to go to its new highest. Let's go. If BTs break the level, should we start? I think I won't be aggressive on leverage. Like, yeah, it does look good and it could go very well, but again, I can't be sure on BTC with just a 15-minute candle closure above, right? It could just do this and then start trending back up. I would at least wait for a good looking 4-hour close above. I'm not at all FOMOing here for leverage longs, to be honest. Like, when you have spent past 2 3 days building your spot bags, now even if the market keeps on going up, your spot balance, which is like way more than my futures balance, in nominal terms, uh, I have zero FOMO of missing out a move if we keep on trending up here. Ave could be good. Yeah, I shared Ave and SNX plan in my corner. You could follow that if you want some Ave exposure. I think I'm pretty tired now. You could judge by my voice. So, yep, that's it from my side. Hope you had a good time. I'd still say on lower time frame leverage, just wait for H4 acceptance above 65.7. That would be the time to go risk on leverage. That's the time you'd again see me giving out like 4 5 leverage calls a day, increasing my size on leverage. Until then, just buy a spot at these levels. You would regret not doing it in few weeks. So that's it. Hope you had a good time. Take care. See you people soon. Allah Hafiz.